Ladies and gentlemen, welcome out to week number 2 of the Brejects Battle Royale. My name is CBAD, coach of the Detroit Steelwings. We are here today taking on my friend Trexo, aka Jake, and the Indianapolis Cobalions. If you guys are excited, show some love on that like button down below. If you guys are new, subscribe for more. Plenty of Draft League content coming here. Definitely, guys, if I can ask one thing of you this video, whether it be leave a like, subscribe, or do something else, I want you guys to go check out Jake's channel. Link will be in the description. Jake has been a long friend of mine. I had the pleasure of being with him in a few different draft leagues, and then actually when I came back from my hiatus, the PGL was one of the first draft leagues that I was invited to, and I was playing with because he was acting as commissioner. So definitely go show him some love. I don't know if I would have been back on my feet with draft league content as soon if it weren't for him. So definitely go check it out. Go drop a subscription over there. Plenty of content over there. Let's plays, draft league, all that fun stuff. Can't say enough good things about the guy. We have a fun matchup this week. We're coming off a 2-0 win last week against the Dallas Starmans. Looking to pick up our second W. Jake is also undefeated right now. We're both 1-0. He came off a little bit of a bigger win, so we're going to hopefully knock him off his high horse and see what we've got here. And I say high horse because he has one of the horses. So if you guys are new, I do provide a little bit of a team builder before the Wi-Fi battle. There'll be some text floating somewhere on screen in post-production. If you guys do want to go on ahead and jump run on ahead of the Wi-Fi battle, I always recommend you guys watch the team builder so you guys know what I'm bringing and why I'm bringing it. But I definitely recommend you guys go check out the Wi-Fi battle, so that way, or the team builder. Watch the battle. But make sure you guys watch the team builder so you guys know what I've got and why I've got it. We've got a really fun matchup this week. I think it is going to be one for the books. We are bringing a much different team than last week. I will start off. We did make a few free agent transactions as well as a trade. I was approached by the Texas Zygarde, a trade for Mandibuzz. We traded Mandibuzz for Grimmsnarl, so we no longer have Parkway, but we are bringing Gloxinia, the Grimmsnarl, back to the roster after our success with him last season. And then to kind of make up for things, we ended up dropping Purloin, or not Purloin. We had Lipard. We dropped Lipard, and we dropped Alchemy for Carkol and for Crobat. So we do have now another hazard setter on the team, a Spiker, Rapid Spinner. And we've got Crobat, which is insanely fast and it's insanely hard. Acts as a defogger and still a really fast, gets a little bit more speed control under our belt. So all that being said, thank you guys so much for your support. You guys are going to start to see some teams appear on screen right about now. My opponent has a team that consists of Spectrier, Thundurus Therian, Incineroar, Vaporeon, Tapu Lele, Drapion, Cradily, Marowak, Kanto Marowak, Grapploct, Berserker, and Whiscash. Some things to note about my opponent's team, if this wants to work with me today. 2 Rockers in the form of Cradily and Marowak, 1 Toxic Spiker in the form of Drapion, and 1 Defogger in the form of Thundurus Therian, Wish support and Heal Bell support with Vaporeon, and an Aromatherapy user in Tapu Lele. My opponent went really top heavy with the draft, and those are the 6 that I expect my opponents to bring. Spectre and Thundurus Therian hit so hard. Incineroar provides great Intimidate support and kind of helps out against the overwhelmingly physical offense that my team provides. Vaporeon acts as a great Wish Passer and a great bulky water type to help out against Urshifu. Tapu Lele hits like a truck, and Drapion helps. And I think after last week, after Kadabra picking up 4 kills, my opponent will bring both their dark types. So those are the 6 that I expect to bring there. The first Pokemon we are bringing is the Rev, the Rillaboom. He's rocking his choice band with the Grassy Surge ability. We have Grassy Glide, U-Turn, high horsepower, and superpower. 108 EVs in HP. 252 in attack, 148 in speed with an adamant nature. With this speed, we are outspeeding Jolly Incineroar by 1 point. I don't think my opponent will bring max speed Vaporeon, but if he does, we will not outspeed that. We outspeed a lot of my opponent's common threats naturally. So Incineroar, Vaporeon, Cradily, Marowak, Grapploct, Berserker, and Whiscash we all naturally outspeed. Thundurus Therian, Spectrier, and Tapu Lele do not appreciate a Grassy Glide, and we can always U-turn out on the Drapion switch if it does show up. Grassy Glide under Grassy Surge, plus the Choice Band hits so absolutely hard. We are going to have a Terrain War this week, assuming Tapu Lele does show up, so we do need to make check of that. High horsepower under our Terrain helps out with the Incineroar. It helps out with the Drapion, and it helps out with the Berserker. Superpower hits the Berserker, the Incineroar, and the Cradily specifically. U-turn for switch momentum, and then Grassy Glide. After we start weakening things down, Choice Band and Grassy Glide just kind of sweeps up here for us. So next Pokemon we are bringing on the team is FLOWMASTER, the Urshifu. He's rocking his Choice Scarf with the Unseen Fist ability. Surging Strikes, Close Combat, U-turn, and Aqua Jet. 12 EVs in HP, 252 in attack, 244 in speed with a Jolly nature. With this spread, we are outspeeding Scarf Tapu Lele by 1 point. Surging Strikes kind of starts to open a door once Vaporeon goes down. U-turn again is very nice for the momentum. If my opponent brings Scarf Spectrier or Double Dance Thunderous or something like that, we do have Aqua Jet there for the priority. I don't know how often I'll be clicking Aqua Jet, but it is there as a last minute option. Next Pokemon we're bringing, we got Turbo the Carkol. He's rocking his Eviolite with the Flame Body ability. We have Spikes, Iron Head, Rock Slide, and Explosion. 252 EVs in HP, 188 in special defense, 68 in speed with the Jolly Nature. We are outspeeding uninvested Vaporeon to get up a cheeky Spike before going down to a Scald. Iron Head is nice for some flinch damage. Rock Slide is nice in case Thundurus decides to set up. We do have Flame Body in case any of his Pokemon decide to U-turn or physically touch us. And then Explosion is just there to pick up some last minute damage on some unsuspecting Pokemon. Next up, we've got Yeller Belly the Lickitung. He's rocking his Eviolite with the Oblivious ability. We're bringing 2 Eviolite users this week. Wish, Knockoff, Protect, and Heal Bell. We have 252 EVs in HP, 4 in defense, 252 in special defense with a Careful Nature. We do have the Oblivious ability, so we cannot be taunted. We needed to bring Lickitung this week, so Spectrier did not just 6-0 us at Team Preview. Lickitung handles a lot of hits from Spectrier, a lot of hits from most Tapu Leles. Specs Tapu Lele connecting a few Focus Blasts could be pretty painful. And then same thing with Thundurus Therian. If it starts to set up and connect some Focus Blasts, it could be pretty painful. But Wish support is really nice to pass around. Knockoff is always good. We've got Protect to kind of scout for moves, to get some more grassy terrain recovery, to absorb our own wishes and kind of scout around for some choice mons. Heal Bell is there because my opponent does have the ability to Thunder Wave, to Will-O-Wisp, to Toxic a lot of my Pokemon. So I think Heal Bell is going to come in clutch. Next Pokemon we are bringing, we've got Carrot the Steelix. She's rocking her leftovers with the Sheer Force ability. Protect, Rock Slide, Iron Head, and Roar. 252 EVs in HP, 4 in attack, 252 in special defense with a Careful Nature. We don't have too many Pokemon that take on his defensive threats, but Steelix has a natural, like, even with max special defense and a Careful Nature, our defense is still higher than our special defense. So we can take some of those physical hits a little bit better. Leftovers paired with grassy terrain and Protect does provide Steelix pretty ample recovery. Rock Slide is nice for hitting the Thundurus Therian and the Incineroar. Iron Head hits everything else, Sheer Force boosting both of those by an additional 30%. And then Roar, in case he does have any sort of, we thought about Dragon Tail, but Dragon Tail has a 10% chance to miss. And if I'm banking on a Dragon Tail on a Pokemon that's setting up and I miss, I will just be upset everywhere. So we're bringing Roar instead. There's no soundproof mons. Being able to Roar also over those spikes can help pick up some chip damage, which will be really nice. Steelix also acts as a ground type Pokemon to be a electric immunity for Thundurus Therian. And the last Pokemon we are bringing is Pancake, the Alolan Raichu. He's rocking his Magnet with the Surge Surfer ability. We have Wish, Expanding Force, Volt Switch, and Surf. 60 EVs in HP, 4 in defense, 252 in special attack, 4 in special defense, 188 in speed with the Timid Nature. With the 188 in speed of the Timid Nature, we are outspeeding Thundurus Therian by 1 point. We don't have any other options for Surge Surfer, so that's just the default ability there. We've got Magnet, so our Volt Switch is doing just a bit more, just a little bit more. That paired with U-Turn from Rillaboom and from the Urshifu. We've got a really nice Volt Turn core going on this week. We also do have a second Wish user, which can be very beneficial for some of our defensive mons to help gain them back. Expanding Force is to take advantage of my opponent's Psychic Surge, being able to double up with that Expanding Force. Psychic Terrain, it is then boosted by an additional 50%, which is nice. So going from a 80 base power move to a 120 base power move. And then we've got Surf. Surf helps out against the Incineroar. It does do some neutral damage against the Wish cast as well. And as well as the Marowak. Other than that, Expanding Force and Volt Switch are going to be our biggest ways to gain some damage on my opponent and get a little bit of extra chip damage off. So that's going to be the team. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm going to cut to where we connect and I'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today with our week number 2 battle in the BBR. My name is CBAD, coach of the Detroit Steelwings, and we are taking on my friend Trexo and the Indianapolis Cobalions. Go check out my opponent's side of the battle, links in the description. If you guys skip the team builder, you guys see the 6 that I'm bringing right down below. Rillaboom, Urshifu, Rapid Strike, Carkol, Lickitung, Steelix, and Alolan Raichu. You guys see the 6 that I expect my opponent to bring. Check out some Detroit Steelwings merch in the description. I'm going to cut to team preview, and we'll be right back. All right, so we hit the nail right on the head. My opponent's going really top heavy with Spectrier, Thundurus Therian, Tapu Lele, Drapion, Vaporeon, and Incineroar. I am going to lead off with FLOWMASTER, the Urshifu. We are choice scarfed. I am hopefully going to catch something like a Scarf Thundurus Therian off the bat, and I can switch out into my Steelix. We can play a few rounds with this. We know pretty much everything. Spectrier is going to have ghost moves, special moves. Thundurus could be interesting. I did not get to see what he brought week 1 yet. Drapion can be a little bit more bulky in anticipation of the Kadabra, as can the Incineroar. I imagine Vaporeon is going to be physically defensive, so it could be mixed offense, mixed defense with Drapion and Incineroar. The Vaporeon can be defensive. I'd expect some sort of really good special offense from his three Spectrea, Thundurus, Therian, and Tapu Lele. I don't know if anyone would be specs over the other, or if all three of them are just specs, and maybe some speed control with Scarf Thundurus Therian, but we will see what my opponent decides to bring. Could be Scarf Thundurus Therian just to catch maybe something like the Crobat off guard. Could also be Scarf Tapu Lele to catch maybe Crobat off guard if I prepared for that. My opponent's going to lead off with Horn Dog, which is the Thundurus Therian. So I lead off with my Flowmaster here. I don't want to reveal that I'm Scarfed, and I don't want to assume that he is Scarfed either. I am going to go right out into my Steelix here. And if my opponent has U-turn or something along those lines, we can definitely anticipate that. Maybe even a Volt Switch here. Let's see. There's the Volt Switch. Now, if my opponent has a Focus Blast or something, I do expect them to go for that. What I want to do... What do I want to do, actually? So their switch into this is probably... Vaporeon or something of the sort. I'm going to go right out into our Rillaboom here. I'm going to make that switch. Because my opponent does... my opponent actually stays in here. So maybe going for like a Focus Blast of their own or something. Maybe a U-turn. Let's see what exactly they want to go for here. We'll get our Grassy Surge up. There's the Incinerate. Okay. So we do see Incinerate. That is going to do a big boy amount of damage to us. We get our Grassy Terrain, and I actually want to see what we're doing to Thundurus Therian. Thundurus Therian. OU Wall Breaker. Grassy Glide is not doing a lot. I want to keep you around. I may have made a mistake in doing this. So what I will do is actually just go out into my Carkol here. I do not want to take that. No, sir. So we know he's not Choice. I mean, we know it's not Choice or Life Orb. There's the Volt Switch. Good prediction by my opponent. Going to be doing 133 to down, brings us down to 133. I did 71. I just want to assume, I want to know if you're modest or timid. Goes out into the Incineroar, actually. Okay. They did 29 to us, so this very well could be modest. Or could have gotten a very high roll on that. I don't know what the Incineroar wants to do. To me, I do like just going for a Spike here. I do think a Spike goes a long way. Goes for Bulk Up. Okay. Fine by me. And what I will do is I will go out into Steelix and try to roar this thing out. We don't have too much. If it starts like flame charging and stuff like that, we are in a little bit of a disadvantage. Here's a flame charge. Yep, there it is. Okay. There's that flame charge. We'll get our leftovers and our terrain, and I will just roar this out. I also want to kind of protect and see what he wants to go for here. I don't think he'd set up in front of me again. I think he'd attack me. Oh, he just debulked up again. That's incredible. That's incredible. Okay, so this is a +2 Incineroar here. Could just bulk up again. I can take another flame charge if this is like bulk up flame charge power trip or something. Let me just roar here. There goes Grassy Terrain. That's fine. I'll just go for roar. Here's the flame charge again. I can take a +2 flame charge. That's no trouble. There we go. Get that guy out of here. Get that guy out of here. Goes out into Wanda. Okay. Wanda's going to take some spike damage, so we know it's not Boots. We know it is not Boots, and I want to keep Steelix as healthy as possible. I am just going to go for the protect, get a little bit of lefties here. I'm curious what the last move on Incineroar is. Maybe acrobatics or something for the Urshifu. I'm curious. I want to see what Tapu Lele does here. Tapu Lele should be able to do a fair amount of damage. So I'm just going to protect. We do have our Licky Tongue in the back there to kind of take some hits with Yeller Belly. Let's see what we got. Withdraws. Okay. Withdraws and goes out into Aerial. Okay. So Vaporeon's going to take a little bit of damage there. That's fine. Now, I want to assume like a Scald would come out or something. I want to assume a Scald would come out. I'm going to go out in a Rillaboom here. I'm going to change terrains real quick. If the Vaporeon goes for Flip Turn or something, it's a good play. But I'm going to try to get my own terrain back. There's the Reflect on the Vaporeon. Okay. Interesting. Now, I don't think even with a Reflect up, it wants to take any sort of attack from me. So what I want to do here is I want to just U-turn. A Reflect is interesting. Is that dual screens Vaporeon? There's the withdraw from that. Okay. So here comes Three Hands, which is the Drapion. Okay. Now we're going to get some Spike. We're going to get some U-turn. And I want to see what Urshifu is doing. All right. We have recreated up to this point. It is now Drapion versus Urshifu. My opponent has a Reflect up. We're around the right area. What I need to do is I'm going to U-turn once again. Because the last time we just recreated, I crit the Drapion. And I had to go back out into this. And it's been fun. So he's got a Reflect up. Could agility, could acupressure. I mean, it's really just anything at this point. We don't see any Black Sludge. Could be like Assault Vest. So we'll see what exactly happens here. If hopefully withdraws. Okay, cool. So we made the right play with U-turning. Goes back out into Vaporeon there, which is fine. We are going to see more of the Vaporeon come in. I'm going to go out into Raichu, and what I want to do here is actually so Raichu is going to bring in Thundurus right here. Raichu is going to bring in Thundurus. And what I want to do here is on the predicted Volt Switch, I kind of want to click Expanding Force to predict that Volt Absorb to want to come in. Because that'll be 43 to 51. That'll be decent damage. Let's see how he wants to stay in here. I think he'd switch, truthfully. I truthfully think he'd want to switch at this point and not take a Volt Switch or anything like that. Dark type would be a great play right here. Goes out to Horn Dog. Okay, so we are going to be able to get a good Expanding Force off on this. That is going to be doing good damage. I am going to go for another one because that looks like a roll in my favor, quite frankly. We do not, my opponent actually has Defog on this thing, which is wild. Okay. Okay, so Defog got rid of the spikes. Thundurus is probably the biggest bane in my existence right now. I think what I will do here is to finish this off with a Surf, just in case my opponent goes out into like Incineroar or Drapion on on that last expanding force. So I'm just going to click Surf here. Good damage on Incineroar if it shows up. Good damage on the Drapion if it comes in. I am not too worried about that. Let's see what he wants to do here if he wants to keep this around. We still have Carkol. Carkol's not too bad. He does switch. Does switch and goes out into Wanda. Okay. So I can be able to get a Surf off on Wanda, which is going to be interesting. That's going to boost my Psychic Surge. And now I kind of want to click Volt Switch here. I kind of want to click Volt Switch here. Because if Thundurus comes in, Thundurus takes the Volt Absorb, but then I get a very strong expanding force off. So let's see if this is Scarf Lele or not. I'm curious. We still have an opportunity to get a spike up with Carkol. Lickitun's looking... I want to keep Lickitung healthy, though, for that Spectre here. I do want to keep that healthy. I may go out in a Carkol on this. Shadow Ball. It is Scarf. Okay. Scarf brings me down to 7. I'm going to get a Volt Switch off. Okay. That is Scarf. And what I can do now is go out into... I can go out into Lickitung here. I can knock off. But I can also go out into my Rillaboom here. And hopefully outspeed something. Hopefully outspeed something and get a good hit. Goes out an Aerial. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So we get a big Grassy Glide Off on this thing, which will be very nice for us. Because Incineroar is not looking too good. I don't think Incineroar, even after an Intimidate, would want to take 2 of it. Oh, actually, we didn't get that much damage off on Incineroar, did we? And I think the Reflect is still up. There's the Reflect gone. Okay. I am just going to go for a Grassy Glide here. I'm going to get some banded grassy terrain boosted damage off on something. I went for a U-turn last time. So he may stay in. He may switch out into Incineroar. We know now that that's Scarf Lele and that our Urshifu will outpace that Scarf Lele. A little bit of damage. So I'm going to go for the Grassy Glide here. Ooh, there we go. Rillaboom knocks out Vaporeon. Surging Strikes now goes unprotected against his team. So if he goes into Incineroar, I think I go hard for Shifu. There is the Thundurus. Okay. I'm going to click Grassy Glide again and knock you out. I'm curious, like just sacking the Thundurus or withdraws. Okay. Draws goes out to Mysterio. That's fine. Gonna get the Intimidate off on me. There's no spike up. And I'm gonna go hard for Shifu here. That's great damage. After an Intimidate too? And we're looking pretty healthy as well. Yeah, I am going hard Urshifu to collect Surging Strikes. Because if that's Scarf Lele, that may be Spectrier. There's the Flame Charge. Okay. So we do see that. I am still faster. That could be like Helmet Drapion. Depending on. But I'm clicking Surging Strikes now. Let's see what we got. I want to assume that that's Spectrier. If that's Scarf Tapu Lele. 130 base speed. You toss some specs on there. I don't think you scarf it. We're not intimidated. There's no reflect up. Drapion has a chance to not be battle armor. Could be Rocky Helmet. Could very well be Rocky Helmet. Here comes Wanda. Okay. So we're going to be able to knock out the Tapu Lele, which is nice. Here we go. All right. Urshifu KOs Tapu Lele. All right, what do we got next? What do we have next? I am faster than Thundurus. I am faster than Drapion. I am faster than Incineroar. If Spectrier comes out, I go hard like a tongue. What can we do? What can we do? Here comes Mysterio. Okay, that's fine. Now, I believe even through -1, I can still do some damage to this thing. Incineroar. Yeah, -1, I still do incredible damage. I'm going for another one here. Surging Strikes crits every time. That's doing 110 to 134. It withdraws probably Drapion. Spirit. Ah, okay. So here's the Spectrier. This has a chance to knock it out. And I'm curious. It was a berry. It was Salic Berry. Okay. Modest Shadow Ball does not kill me. However, I think it's in my best interest to just switch out into Lickitung here. And click knockoff. There's Shadow Ball. Okay. I think it's just in my best interest to come in and click knockoff here. We saw Salic on the Spectrier. It's gone. He goes out into Mysterio here. We're going to knock off whatever his item is. Probably weakness policy, I assume. We've got the Oblivious, which is great. We prevent that Intimidate. We knock off the weakness policy. Okay. I am going to go right on back into Urshifu here, which outspeeds the rest of the team now. Let's go back into that and start clicking Surging Strikes again. There's a bulk up. Okay. We know we're faster than Spectrier. We know we're faster than that. And I think Surging Strikes, I've got 6 of them left. I think Surging Strikes might pick us up the final victory here now that Tapu Lele is gone. But let's see. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? The draws, okay. Drapion or to sack the Spectrier? Sack Spectrier, okay. Urshifu KOs Spectrier. So there is a low Thundurus Therian, an Incineroar, and a Drapion left. I think we two-shot Drapion no matter what. So I think we're looking pretty nice. Here comes Horndog. Here comes Horndog. I've seen you change up moves, so I'm going for another Surging Strikes here. Urshifu KOs Thundy. All right, next comes the Incineroar. Here comes the Drapion. Okay. Here comes Drapion. Drapion's pretty low. We do have a chance if this is some other ability. 64 to 76 with Surging Strikes. Unless it is a very defensive variant. 1, 2, 3. We're close. There's the Cross Poison. Huge crit. Huge crit. So it did turn out to be Sniper. I have a few more Surging Strikes left. Urshifu is going to pick up the KO on Drapion. And then Incineroar comes in and Urshifu picks this up for us. Is that? No. No way. No way. There's the Intimidate. We knocked off a weakness policy. I'm going to click one more Surging Strikes, and I think Urshifu wins this for us. Oh my god. Urshifu KOs Incineroar. I believe that's a 6-0. Oh my god. Oh my god. Huge W for the Detroit Steel Wings. That is going to put us well into playoffs. That is a great jump up on the leaderboards. We had a few recreations, as you guys can see. Guys, go check out my man Jake's channel. Link is in the description as always. Hyper offense team going up into the rest of the season. Now, just because there's one loss doesn't mean I'm not going to get my ass kicked in the championships and in the finals as well into playoffs. So go drop him a sub. Go check out his channel. A link will be in the description as always. I hope you guys have enjoyed this week's matchup. If you guys have, show some love on that like button down below. If you guys are new, feel free to subscribe for more. Plenty of Draft League content coming your way. All that being said, I want to remind you guys to be great and do great. I'm going to let this outro bang, and I'll talk to you all soon. Later.